Ladies and gentlemen, cast your minds back to the far-flung year of 2013. It is Doctor Who's 50th anniversary, and broadcast on the BBC, and also released on home media subsequently, is the 50th anniversary biopic TV story, An Adventure in Space and Time, starring David Bradley, playing the late great William Hartnell, during his first few years working on Doctor Who, leading to his regeneration at the end of the 10th Planet. And the original version of the story for the 50th anniversary had this moment at the end when the first Doctor, played by William Hartnell, played by David Bradley, is on the TARDIS set about to film his regeneration. He looks up and he sees Matt Smith, future version of the Doctor, the 11th incarnation, almost 50 years on the other side of the TARDIS console. It's a lovely, wonderful moment that is almost ruined by the bad compositing, where you can see here on the bottom right of the screen that he is now in front of the TARDIS. This was clearly a green screened in performance from Matt Smith. It's very lovely and sentimental, but the green screen compositing is not great. It does ruin the moment slightly. Fun fact, they did green screen Matt Smith in, and to stand in to be David Bradley's eyeline was Mark Gatiss in a costume on the set of Adventure in Space and Time. And if you folks have never seen that before, as in that bad compositing green screen, I'm very sorry to ruin it for you. I deeply, deeply apologise. So, An Adventure in Space and Time has not been rebroadcast properly since. It did get a home media release and it has appeared on box sets of the 50th anniversary specials and such. However, on Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, they broadcast it on BBC4. They had to cut some scenes and some dialogue from An Unearthly Child because of the Steph Coburn copyright licensing issues, but they did broadcast An Adventure in Space and Time again. There's Rhys Shearsmith doing a Patrick Troughton impression. And then, who appears on the other side of the TARDIS console this time, but brand new 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, once again green screened in. It is brilliant, it is beautiful, it is bold, and even my wife ended up seeing this clip circulating around social media, and her heart fluttered slightly during this moment. When he just winks, it is so beautiful. And look, he's even messing around with the console and stuff. They fixed the green screen compositing, and they had him wink at the camera. It's beautiful. Oh, the camp, the class, the gumption. God, it's so yes, it's Ncuti winking at one was too. Now, there is the strange metatext of this where William Hartnell was a little bit racist. So if in his final day of shooting for the 10th Planet, he just sees a random black queer man on the opposite end of his TARDIS console, he's probably not going to be super happy about that. So I have seen some people get very, very upset, and by some people, I do mean pathological racists, aka Bolstrek, responding to Doctor Who Unwoke. So they just cut Matt Smith out of the show. Somebody tell me why this was necessary. Bolstrek responds, and it continues. And Nazi platformer and pathological liar Nerdrotic says, wow, they went cheap for the diverse Doctor. Even though, A, Ncuti Gatwa's star is probably way bigger than Matt Smith's was when he first took on the role. No disrespect to Matt Smith, but he was pretty much an unknown when he first took on the role of the Doctor. And also, 100%. They fixed the green screen compositing. So when it comes to cheapness, basically, they just hate black people. It cannot be understated how much they absolutely loathe and despise black people being in media. And also, a lot of people agreed. This tweet from mine got 3,500 likes, and Nerdrotic, despite reposting it and retweeting it and having like 10 or 15 times my Twitter following, failed to ratio me. Haha. And I've also seen loads of people be like, what's the narrative justification? What's the narrative kind of proving that they've not seen An Adventure in Space and Time or know very little about it. There's the original interview with Mark Gatiss in The Mirror, of all places, by Rob Lee in November 2013. When he says, Matt wasn't there in the studio, so we can crop in any Doctor we like, and the film can be shown every November. The scene was made specifically so that Matt Smith could be removed from it and replaced with Chad Ziller, Ncuti Gatwa. Now, what you need to remember as well is that there actually is, outside of dream logic, a weird narrative justification for this scene as well. I don't need to give a narrative justification to try and explain obvious stuff to racists, but I will do just for the sake of this. When it comes to An Adventure in Space and Time, one of the through lines of the story is that Hartnell kind of ends up embodying the role of the Doctor in multiple, in sometimes literal ways over the course of the story. At one point near the end, when Waris Hussein has gone, when Verity Lambert has gone, there's a malfunction with the TARDIS control prop, where the central column stops moving and it stops lighting up, and an engineer comes in to try and fix it. It doesn't work, and Hartnell's like, get out the way, let me do it, and he starts operating the TARDIS from the inside. He is literally the only person on that set who knows how the TARDIS works. He has become the Doctor because he knows how to operate the TARDIS. And in this moment, it becomes a bit more literalized, where he becomes the Doctor because he can perceive the future. And this is the latest on broadcast incarnation of the Doctor. And it's awesome. Such class. Such gumption. I did go through the credits as well, and it doesn't look like Ncuti Gatwa is actually credited at the end of this. It's an uncredited cameo, but still, the point still stands. Yeah, basically, a re-edit of An Adventure in Space and Time came out with Ncuti Gatwa, and they immediately went great replacement theory. Except this time, they were kind of correct, but it's in a weird way. Did you see Tom Baker talk about how hot Ncuti is? Oh, I did. Let me find it. Sorry. So, folks, we're going to take you on a quick journey. Tom Baker in 1993. Tom Baker in 2003. Tom Baker in 2013. And now, Tom Baker in 2023. He is now 89 years old. And he's looking super duper happy in that scarf as well. He did an interview recently. I think it was also for the Radio Times. During a recent interview, Tom was apparently presented with Ncuti's photo, declaring, "Oh, is that the next Doctor Who? A handsome young man, marvellous cheekbones. Those things are important as you get near to death," Tom added, somewhat dramatically. Asked if he had any advice for the future Time Lord, though, the screen icon insisted Ncuti is better off working things out for himself. "Knowing anything is a bit dangerous when you play Doctor Who," the veteran actor claimed. "It's better to know nothing and to be good-natured. The trick is to respond generously to other actors, which halves your task because you don't have to be driving it all the time." So yeah, Tom Baker approves. This is an old photo. Yeah, this is from 10 years ago. So yeah. Marvellous cheekbones. Well, please don't do the impression again. No, Kunal, no. He's lost loads of weight. To be fair, it's just what happens when you get to your 80s. It's Tom Baker's chat. You folks have been... Also, I did try and Google Tom Baker in 1983. All I could find was this photo. He doesn't look quite himself. Tom Baker, like contempt. Also, Tom Baker, oh no, he's hot. Like the wax Tom Baker that they couldn't get because he didn't turn up to the photo shoot for the 20th anniversary. So they... One second, I'll try and find the photos. Tom Baker, wax, work, 1983. Because it's all of the other Doctors just like lifting him around and playing with the prop. This is it. This is a cursed image. They're just living, they're just carrying him. This is so good. And look at John Pertwee. He's there just carrying an arm, pretending like he's doing a lot of work. It is an auton, yes. And Ben, happy birthday to you. You also share a birthday with Verity Lambert. Permission to request more Mr. TARDIS Tom Baker impressions. I need like a line or something. What's the line? "I wouldn't say no to a salami sandwich." I will play to you with the all new Ncuti photo. Oh, there's a new Ncuti photo? Okay. Right, we need to chat about this photo that you sent. Show additional replies, including those that may contain offensive content. That's why it's not in my mentions. Whatever you sent me has been deemed offensive. But we know it's not offensive. It's just Ncuti Gatwa with a Christmas tree. Is this cancel culture? Is this Ncuti Gatwa literally destroying Christmas? Is this what X has deemed with its algorithms to be an offensive photo? Either way, he looks really, really cool. Does anyone else immediately panic whenever they see Tom Baker's name trending on Twitter? Yeah, he is 89, so it makes sense that people are a little bit skittish when they see Tom Baker's name appear on the trending tab. Same for David Attenborough.